The news this week on masking rules was head-spinning. With just 2 weeks left in the Biden administration's extension of a mask mandate for public transportation, a federal judge stepped in to end it early. Then, after the CDC insisted the mandate was necessary and legal, the Justice Department announced plans to appeal that judge's decision. So where does that leave us? And are masks gone for good? NBC News medical correspondent Dr. John Torres cuts through the confusion in our Sunday Focus.
Feel free to exercise your freedom this morning.
A mass celebration in the skies this week, as news spread that masks were no longer required on public transportation after more than 2 years. Though not everyone traveling was excited.
Just because we're tired of COVID doesn't mean that COVID is tired of us.
A federal judge on Monday ruled that the CDC overstepped its authority in mandating face coverings on planes, trains, and buses. Now, the Justice Department is appealing that decision with the support of the White House.
It's really important that we reserve the authority of the CDC, the ability of the CDC, to be able to reach out in public health crises like this one and protect the American people.
Masks have been a contentious issue since the very start of the pandemic, when health officials first advised the public not to wear them.
Right now in the United States, people should not be walking around with masks. When you think masks, you should think of healthcare providers needing them.
But after seeing how quickly COVID spreads, officials reversed course, and cities, states, and federal agencies across the country implemented mask mandates.
Counties that demonstrated high rates of masking from the very beginning have seen far less deaths from COVID-19 than counties that have not experienced as much masking in the general public. So masks clearly work.
The mandates eventually led to frustration, protests by some, and disruptions in public transportation, including the airlines, which saw a dramatic rise of in-flight fights. Now, United Airlines CEO says he's doubtful the mandates will return.
I think it's very unlikely that a mask requirement is going to come back anytime in the foreseeable future.
A big relief for flight attendants, whose job became policing the skies.
The battle between the masks and not wearing masks is finally over. It will no longer be such an us versus them situation.
But there are still serious concerns from the immunocompromised, and parents with children under 5, like Cynthia Link, mom to an unvaccinated 14-month-old.
Now, since the mask mandate's lifted, I won't fly with her. It doesn't feel safe and it doesn't feel fair.
Once we have these tools available to more people, so vaccines for under 5, more oral antivirals for those who need it, that's when I think we can really move towards this individual risk assessment, but we're not there yet.
While COVID deaths have been trending down, a new subvariant is causing cases to increase, leading many to say they'll keep masking up. A new poll even shows a majority of Americans want the mandates for travelers to continue.
Coronavirus is really spreading, and I just feel safer around people with masks.
For now, the decision to mask up becomes a personal choice.
And Dr. Torres joins me now live. Dr. Torres, good morning. Even President Biden said this week the decision about whether to wear a mask is up to us, the individual. So does it still make sense to wear one? And does it really work if most of the people around you, say on a plane, are not in masks?
And Willie, we all need to still remember we're in a pandemic, so you can't always tell if someone is infected and possibly spreading your virus. So masking is still advisable in crowded settings, especially if cases in your community are rising. Now, one-sided masking does work, so even if no one else is wearing one, if you wear a well-fitting mask, it will give you good protection from catching the virus. And so just because masking isn't required, it's still recommended. Willie?
All right, that's good to know, and let's just respect people's personal decisions to wear or not wear a mask. Exactly. A little humanity goes a long way. Dr. Torres, thanks so much. Good to see you this morning.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.